Dear Baroness Stowell of Beeston, my name is Dr. Matthew Dorey, and I'm a palliative care consultant. Imagine you have thousands of letters, therefore I was hoping I could be bold and asked sort of 3-4 minutes of your time to listen to my plea. A plea against the assisted dying legislation, which now sits as your responsibility in the House of Lords. My primary concern, which I believe aligned with the core of your own values, is the fundamental duty of the state to protect its most vulnerable citizens. The balance that individual liberty is balanced against harm it can cause others. For example, we have laws to allow the freedom to drive, but speed limits to protect others around you, and indeed yourself, from causing harm to others. This bill, however well-intentioned its proponents may be, I believe creates a dangerous pathway whereby it does harm to many others around. The question I keep returning to is how many incorrect deaths does the House of Lords deem acceptable for this right to access lethal medications? When I say incorrect deaths, I mean those who would take lethal medications who would have died peacefully and naturally. The frail, the elderly, and those with disabilities, and all of those who feel they are a burden, could be presented with a choice that is in reality, becomes an expectation. As you have often championed the importance of strong communities and social responsibility, I urge you to see this bill not as an expansion of freedom, but as, an abdication of our social responsibility. Our duty is to provide outstanding palliative care, robust mental health care, and unwavering social championship, not to offer a prescription to end their life. But there are safeguards. That's what I hear people say. The strictest safeguards in the world. I hear it repeatedly. Okay, can I take you through a thought experiment of imagine every safeguard under the sun, a full judiciary review, months and months of deliberation, all of psychiatry, social work, all the finances, checks, witnesses from everywhere, a jury, a judge. Will we still make mistakes? Well, it's actually not a thought experiment. We actually have already done this. I want to point out we abolished capital punishment in the UK overwhelmingly on the basis that we made mistakes. Despite every safeguard possible, we killed the wrong people. So, in comparison, this is 2 doctors, no one else. Won't they make mistakes? And just so you know, the panel is only checking what the doctors tell them. The panel never meets or asks to see the patient. Indeed, the word safeguards is a bit disingenuous. This is a criteria of eligibility in front of you. There's nothing in the legislation asking why you're accessing this and having a judgment on that. No exploration of feeling a burden or pressure. Indeed, there is actually no exploration of are you suffering or defining suffering. All of my patients as a palliative care doctor fit within the circle of eligibility. So I can tell you many of those would feel a burden. Burden on their family and friends, and unfortunately would access this. Many would feel society no longer wants them, and many would seek death out of panic and fear from an imagined and unlikely bad death. The pressure, Baroness, is maybe my continued existence is an inconvenience, physically, financially, socially. How often have you heard elderly say, I don't want to be a nuisance? The challenge to you and to the Lords is how can you legislate for that subtle but immense pressure? Often people say there's risks on both sides, but please look closely at those claims of bad deaths. Get the exact details. I say this because, as my experience would state, these claims are often unfortunately grossly exaggerated, both in severity and frequency, and are often being used as propaganda to promote assisted dying. Not impossible, but certainly not even remotely a common experience. It is completely disproportionate. Palliative care offers an alternate vision. Our duty must be to surround people with care and support and value the terminally ill as much as anyone else in society. Not have society say, because laws send cultural messages, that under your circumstances, it might be better off if you were dead. Baroness Stowell, I respect that this is a complex and deeply emotional issue. I do not question the compassion of those who support this bill, but I believe its implications are dangerously misguided. Please don't wash your hands of the responsibility to really examine this bill. This will change society from one of valuing every human life, always, to your worth is circumstantial. Please protect the vulnerable from this regressive law. Thank you for listening.